The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised. You are now entering the all-consuming realm of Shay's Paranormal Chat, where the things that are better left unsaid are actually said.
Shut up and sit down.
You're listening to Shay's Paranormal Chat. Paranormal podcasting done Shay's way. Tons of fun.
Dude, seriously?
A bit sarcastic.
Hashtag investigator, not hunter.
But always real.
Hashtag data, not evidence.
Don't get your panties in a twist.
Oh my god, really?
This is real, raw conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to Shay's Paranormal Chat. Kelly and I have tonight off, so I'm airing an older episode. It's an interview I did with Kelly November 9th, 2018, episode 6. This is the backside of the interview. There was a 2-part, and Kelly was on the second half of the show. It was really fun, so I'm re-airing it. Let us know what you think of it, and we will see you next Friday.
Now, before we get into your events, I always screw this up with everybody. Are you a psychic medium or just a medium? Because to me, it's almost the same, but I always say the words wrong.
I am a psychic medium, yes,
Okay.
So I do both.
Okay. Because everybody always says, well, mediums are always psychic, but psychics aren't always mediums, but
Correct.
Some people still don't identify that way, so I'm like...
Right. And psychic is, I don't know. I mean, that's what I am, but it's just such a weird word still. But yes,
Yeah.
I am a psychic and I am a medium. But you're right. You're right. All mediums are psychic. Not all psychics are mediums. So
I should know because I've known you for so long that if you weren't you, I would have asked before you came on the show.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I should know this.
No, you're perfectly fine.
But it's confusing for people that don't understand that
Yeah.
some people
Well,
are
and
psychic intuitives, some are just mediums, some are just psychics, and then other people are psychic mediums, and I'm like, oh, my head.
well, and really what the difference is, I mean, if you're psychic, I mean, it can be a bunch of different types of abilities, but it's connecting with energy, reading the energy. My primary psychic ability is called claircognizance. So I just know things that I really probably shouldn't know. But a medium actually is someone who can connect with people who have passed over and speak to them directly.
So do you get both, or you're more?
Yeah, I'll get both. I don't get as many medium messages randomly, but that's honestly because of my control system for it. I kept the medium side of me turned off for a lot of years because I was scared about it. I didn't want to always have spirits around talking to me all the time and never like have any time to myself. You know, my going joke is always I didn't want him in the shower with me because that's my me time.
That'd be my big.
Right? It happens so still.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to go to this psychic party for some gals, and it was the second time that I was going to go and read for this same group. And I was taking a shower, getting ready to go, and all I did was think, I wonder who's going to show up tonight. And all of a sudden this man's voice goes, well, I'm going to be there. I'm like, no, get out of here.
I am not a psychic. I am not a medium in any sort or fashion, so don't take this wrong way, guys. But every time I'm in the shower, since I was a little kid, I'm always thinking, and I like physically look around, I'm like, I wonder if they can see me. Like, And I mean little kid.
Well, and that's the other part of it is those poor people, they don't need to see me in the shower. So,
Yeah,
no.
but that led to bigger questions like, when spirits see me, do they see me dressed? Do they see me undressed? Do they see me as I am? Or do they see me as I see them, which is not very clear,
Right.
if at all. So that's how I got here. But
I think they see us clearer than we see them is the way I kind of understand it. But I don't know. We can look a little different to them still. If it depends, I think, also on what their strength is.
true, like there's got to be different levels.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, that's why I love talking to you, because we start on one thing and then go down the rabbit hole. Can you see me? Because I'm talking with my hands like crazy.
Yes, I can see you. You're up in the little corner of my screen here.
Yeah, I'm that's how you know I'm from Massachusetts. So when I swear, which I have not yet once on this show tonight.
I actually was going to comment on that, but I behaved.
I don't even know why, because Chris has been on the show with me a time or two and knows I have a dirty mouth. It just
Anybody who knows us knows we swear.
Oh yeah,
I've heard intelligent people. You're never going to forget that one, are you?
No, what was the other one? Canoe.
Douche canoe. Douche canoe. Yep.
There we go. No, I will never. Well, twat waffle I've heard, but the douche canoe I've never heard before.
Oh, I do what I can.
Yeah. Well, you made my night. Made my year, because I still think of it. But if anybody has no idea what we're talking about, go back to my very first episode. And you'll hear us talking about what Kelly said in a chat, not on the show, but
I behaved during the show, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
Not really, but
the last show of introspection where we talked about.
Oh, that was yeah. We're gonna just pretend that one didn't happen. Anyways,
I don't. It was one of my favorite shows.
Anyways,
I have a sick sense of humor, so. Most of the bad stuff happened after the show ended, though. So.
That's true. We had a very fun after show.
Yeah, it was like an hour long afterwards. All right, back to Miss Kelly. You have a show coming up. I mean, expo. Is that what you call them? Expos?
Yes.
Monday the 12th. Saturday the 17th.
No. So those are actually different things. Yeah. So on Monday, so I teach intuition classes as well once a month.
All right. Yep.
Yep. And that's my Monday thing. So my classes are called an intuitive journey. And what we do is each month we pick a different topic, and they're not ones where they build on top of each other, so you don't have to come to every single one. But every month we'll pick a topic, and people get an opportunity to come in, learn a little bit about it, and actually then get to practice it in a safe environment with other people who are learning as well. So this upcoming Monday is tarot. So we're going to teach people about tarot decks and oracle decks, what the differences are, how to use the cards, and different layouts. And then we'll get an opportunity to do practice readings with each other. So it's kind of like a win-win for the people who come to that class, because not only do they get to learn something, but hey, you get a free tarot reading too. So it's always a super popular class. It's fun. I enjoy doing the tarot one. But we'll do things like we've done mediumship. We'll do psychometry, which is reading the energy of a person, place, or thing. We'll do candle magic, scrying. We've done kind of all sorts of different things. So, yeah. But that's on Monday. No, it's once a month, usually the second Monday of the month. No, you're fine.
Where is it? And how can they find it?
If you look up an intuitive journey on Facebook, that's usually where I post my classes. And they're here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And then the expo that you were talking about is coming up next weekend on the 17th.
I meant to say event, and I said expo for all three. I realized after. But
no, you're fine. Yep. You are fine.
So, sorry.
Expo. You're okay. That is going to be our 5th year of doing that show. So we're pretty excited. Kind of a milestone for us. So I should know the number of vendors, shouldn't I? 68 vendors, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good show. This is one of our biggest. We have 2 speaker rooms going all day long, $5 to get in, and then you can go to as many of the speakers as you want to. visit all the vendors. There's psychics and mediums and haunted locations and ghost groups and Reiki, stones, gems, sage, crystal grids. I mean, just you name it, we've got it. This is totally a show you need to go to, Shay. We could get you some rocks.
You know, within maybe this time next year you can say, I met Shay in person. Although it'd be me saying, I met Kelly in person, and she'd be like, yeah, I'm never talking to that girl again.
We would never get done talking if we got together.
I know, right? Let's see. Dwayne says he would definitely take that class, about the class.
It's super fun, yeah.
And Jen B would like to know, can I Skype into the candle magic class?
I could probably figure something out. I mean, she'd have to have the candles there to work with, but I'm sure she could figure it out. You can find them pretty much anywhere, or you can just use normal candles. You know, the funny thing about the candle magic class is everybody's like, oh, candle magic, that's so crazy. I'd never have done that before. Everybody has done it. Every single person has done it sometime in their life. As soon as you have a birthday cake put in front of you with candles and you make a wish and blow out your candles, you've done candle magic.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
That's all it is. Candle magic is intentions. It's focusing your energy on something specific. In this case, it's the candles. It's the representation. It's the intentions. That's all the birthday cake and the candles are, too. You're focusing your hopes and dreams and intentions. I really want that bike. I really want that bike. And you blow the candle out with the belief that it's going to happen because you blew the candle out.
Wow. Oh, I heard myself echo. Sorry. Sorry, I paused. I was listening. My video went out. I don't think you can see me anymore, but my daughter was in here waving, and then I realized my video was out. But she was waving to you.
Oh, well, I'm waving back.
Yeah. So Kim Purvis is in chat, too. She says, love the expos. They're great, and she learns a lot.
Oh, thanks, Kim. It's always good to see you there.
Yeah, my sister makes jokes all the time every time there's an Iowa commercial or an Iowan wrestler or anything like that. She's like, I bet you Shen knows that person. She knows everybody in freaking Iowa. And I'm like, I don't really, but it's still funny.
Well, there's only 10 of us, so it's not hard to know us all.
Yeah.
Okay, there's maybe a few more than that, but we do seem to all know each other in this realm, don't we?
It does. And some people still to this day, as of this week, are like, you're not in Iowa? No. I've never been out in New England. Well, I've been to Canada, but besides that, I've never been out of New England.
I am super excited to go to Canada. I finally have my passport, and I'm supposed to go to Hinsdale House in the spring and go see Dan and do some stuff there. So it's close enough to the border. I'm going to go into Canada. Yep.
Oh, you'll have to message me when you'll be there because I'm only 8 hours from New York. I'm 8 hours
that's
from.
Not so bad.
I'm 8 hours from the Hinsdale House.
Well, that's like close enough. We should have to get together, right?
Yeah, even if we have to meet halfway or.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because last time everybody was in New York, I didn't get to meet anybody. It was too close after the fire, but the spring, yeah, definitely.
I will let you know.
Yeah. Well, I've only gone to. Oh, they're talking about Dwayne's only been to one, and it was one that he spoke at.
Well, he should come again then.
Yes, he's closer to Iowa than I am, so.
Yeah, and we have them throughout the state, actually. So this is just one of, 5 that we're going to have in 2019.
Wow.
So we have, in 2019, in order, they'll be in Waterloo, Iowa, Dubuque, Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Ames, Iowa, and the Quad Cities. So it'll be in Davenport, Iowa again.
Yeah, you'll have to message me all the dates and places of those because Matt, not Bennett, but Matt, my partner, says road trip. So I think that means we're coming to Iowa. Not really, but I'm going to convince him that that's what he meant.
I'm sure that's what he meant. We're going to go with that.
I think so.
Absolutely. And yeah, Pat had said that we have vendors and people attending from all over the country, and we do. We have vendors that come from, I think, like 17 states. We've got one that comes from Hawaii that's going to be here in the Quad Cities. We've had some that have come over from England for this. So yeah, we have a good time, and we've got amazing vendors. I mean, Chris Sutton, he's amazing. We'll have Dan Class. We'll have Robert Baca, who is an amazing medium. All sorts of cool people. I can't even begin to name them all. There's so many cool people.
Well, 68 vendors alone, that would take a lot more than 20, 30 minutes.
It's so funny to watch the people, and I don't usually work the registration booth as much as Pat does, but we'll hear people that are coming in, they're like, oh, I'm only going to be here for an hour, maybe 2 at most. And they're there all day, and as they're leaving, they're like, we're coming back tomorrow. So,
I would, yeah, I would go both days. Just that many people, how can you?
Well, and even if you got through all of the vendors, there's presentations both days, all day long. So, and they're different topics. So, yeah, you could definitely make an entire weekend out of it, and it's $5 to get in the door. So,
every time we talk, I get so jealous because I'm like, I want to be with them.
Iowa, I told you, move to Iowa.
I will.
It's where the cool kids are.
I will come visit eventually, but I will never live there. I am a New York girl. I mean, New York, yeah. New England girl. New York. I'm a New England girl. I can't travel too far to live, but I will eventually be out there.
All right. Well, we'll just have to settle for a visit then.
Yeah, or a couple visits. But
yeah,
you're the one who throws these events, so you could do an event closer to me.
That is maybe in the plans eventually.
Oh, see, that would tickle my heart.
So in 2018 we had 4 expos. This year, in 2019, I will have 5 with the
maybe
potential.
2020.
With the potential of another show that's a little different than what I'm doing right now. Don't want to talk too soon, but I have a 6th conference in the works that I'm thinking about.
You know where you can break that story?
What's that?
You know where you can break that story if it comes true? Right here on Shay's Paranormal Chat.
I know this gal who'd probably let me come out and make an announcement. Yeah.
Yeah, or we have a Sunday show that's just as good, a little funnier.
I know these gals, I should say.
There we go.
And several guys. And as soon as I have more details, I will let people know. But I'm making plans, big plans. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. You have such... I mean, just to this point, but now it's getting bigger and bigger, and every time I talk to you, it's bigger and bigger. You have amazing things coming up. I'm so happy.
I'm crazy. Because I'm crazy, I just keep going, but I have fun.
It's 1/4 crazy. I can't do math. 3/4 awesomeness. Does that equal 100%?
Sure. If it's a little more than 100, that probably sums me up because, I'm more than... Oh, wait. Are we still talking about size here? Wait, never mind. We'll focus.
Yeah, we have to behave together because we can get in trouble.
We've been fairly good so far. Far.
I've only used a couple words, and they weren't the F-bomb.
I'm trying to be better about it.
Before I forget, where can people find the expo info? Because we did not say that yet.
Sure, not a problem. So on Facebook, if you look up the Quad Cities Psychic and Paranormal Expo, you can find it there, or else there's information as well on my website, which is, sorry, it's long. It's psychicreadingsbymoonspinner.com.
I'm writing it down if you can't tell. I shared a couple of these expo things to Paranormal Buzz Radio's Facebook page also. So, and I will keep sharing them.
Oh my goodness. So I'm on my kid's computer because my other one was not working, right?
Yeah.
And his keyboard has got the semicolon stuck. So if I am typing anything in chat, there's little semicolons randomly in there. Does everybody ignore them?
I should use that excuse, but everybody knows it's just my typing. I just can't type.
It's just crazy.
Psychic
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, I can't wait to see this stuff. Are you going to go live from the expo at all?
Yeah, actually, Pat and I were talking about that, so I just need to give a shout out. Pat Kraft, who's in chat, that's my mommy. She is the co-host.
Mommy Pat.
Mommy Pat. She's a co-host of the expo, so her and I are actually the ones who put these on, not just me. But yeah, we talked about that actually, that we're going to go live from this expo and just kind of show everybody what we got going on and some of the vendors, and maybe even pop into a speaker room and just say, hey, here's a taste of what you can get. So can't give it all away though. And
again, there's 17th and the 18th.
17th and 18th of November. It's 10 to 6 on Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday.
I will definitely be watching for the live feeds because that's a long trip from New Hampshire to Iowa, but I will definitely be watching for the live feeds. I think I'm home both days. I might not be home Saturday. I might have an investigation. I can't even remember. I'm so tired. But
You've been at a lot of places lately.
I think we did 3, or Saturday or tomorrow would have been 3, but we had to reschedule. Yeah, we're going to take a couple months off here.
That's okay. Sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah.
Just regroup and.
I remember the first time you asked me how often we investigated, and you were like dumbfounded. How often?
Yeah, you guys go a lot. And that's okay now. You know.
We do at least 2 to 4 a month, at least. So
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think Nicole said we
fun.
are, so I don't think I'll be home Saturday. I think we're investigating Saturday. But Sunday I'll be home and I'll be watching.
Cool. We will try to make sure to do it.
It's the review that kicks you in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. This is true.
Are we up on our time here? How long has it been? I don't want to keep you too long.
I have no idea how late it's supposed to go. I'm just winging it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just here talking to you, so.
Well, that's the same problem. If Kristen didn't have to get off, Chris could be a 3-hour show alone.
Right.
You know, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, he just has that much to talk about, and he's so easy to talk to. And
yes. I'm like giving him numbers. I'm like 3 minutes, and then he's like 1 minute, and I'm like, okay.
He's truly one of my favorite people, and you know, I'd said in chat when he was on, he is such a genuinely good person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his energy, to be around him is just, it's amazing.
That's what's important to me. You know, is I don't have to agree with you paranormal-wise or political-wise, but if you're a good person, we will get along great.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know.
And there's just not a bad or manipulative bone in his body. There isn't. He's just who he is. I can't speak highly enough of him. Yeah. They need to make him like him again.
Oh,
not calling him old by any means. Not at all calling him old. But yeah.
You meant clone him, like more.
Clone him. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, prayers for Jen, the town over. So.
Oh, it's not even the town over anymore. It is like looking at her doorstep and the stubborn woman.
In a while. Yeah.
I think she finally left though. So last I knew, she's in her car driving.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Right.
I'm not on Facebook or, like I said, I can't accept messages right now. As you know why, but.
Yep.
So good. Yep. I'm glad she left. But everybody, please pray for Psychic Gen B.
Well, and everybody in California in that area, because it's devastating. It's huge.
It's horribly sad.
Yeah. Anyways. So what else were we going to cover?
I don't even know if we discussed it. It was just like, hey.
I don't know that we did.
You're like, hell yeah, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm for it. Now I'm thinking about all the fires and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very sad. Sorry.
I was trying to think what else we have coming up. I am in the process of scheduling another intuitive retreat.
Ooh.
So we.
What does that include?
an intuitive retreat is where we go to a specific location, and the one I'm working on is at the Mason House Inn. It's an old steamboat inn in southern Iowa. Super cool place. But yeah, what I do is everybody will come in, and we spend like 24 hours together learning about different types of intuition. So we'll teach them how to do pendulum work, how to do psychometry, maybe a little bit of mediumship. We'll teach them tarot. We'll teach them a bunch of different stuff. But I try to focus on the type of intuition stuff that's going to be able to be used to investigate the location. Because this is an 1846 steamboat inn that's right on the Des Moines River. And so after we teach them all of this, then we have them go investigate the inn using their intuition instead of using like tools and stuff. We'll still have tools to back it up, but yeah, it's a super good time. I haven't done one for a while, and I've got a lot of people asking, so I'm going to set up.
Do you have to be a medium to join these?
Oh no, absolutely not. This can be for people who have never done this before. No, and you don't.
Smart.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, and I think we've talked about this before, everybody has intuitive abilities. Everybody has the ability to do what I do. I just have practiced mine, and I always tell people, think of it like playing the piano. Everybody has the ability to play the piano, but you're only going to get good if you practice at it. It's just I've practiced with it a lot.
Gee. Huh. I don't know how to word this.
I love that face.
Oh, the video came back?
Yeah.
Now, do you think everybody has the ability to be somewhat intuitive, psychic, or do you think everybody has the ability to be somewhat medium-wise?
That is actually a really good question. So everybody has intuitive abilities of some sort, but some people are going to be better at certain things than other people. So, for example, my mom can draw really, really well. She can sit down and she can draw a picture, and it's gorgeous and it's detailed and it's amazing. I don't care how much I practiced. I'm not sure you'd know it was a stick figure if I drew one, because I don't have that strong of a drawing ability. We can both draw. We can both pick up a pencil and do it, but her ability is stronger than in that area. But mine might be stronger in cooking, which it's not, by the way. I can't cook to save my life, but that's besides the point. But maybe I can cook and she can cook as well, but she can't cook as well. So intuition's the same way, where my claircognizance is really, really strong. I can know things about people. But psychometry, that reading the energy of an object, that's harder for me. I kind of struggle with that for some reason.
Do you think you need the personal interaction of that person?
No, because I can do readings for people when I'm not with them. I mean, I've read for people all over the world. So, I've never had a problem whether they're sitting in the room with me or whether they're in Australia or Iceland or wherever they happen to be. So I don't think it has to do with proximity. I almost wonder, honestly, for me, for like psychometry and some different things, if it isn't just my own brain getting in the way.
Maybe.
Because I'm an accountant by day. And a psychic at night, right? Very right-left brain. So I have this tendency to let my logic start getting in the way of things. So I almost wonder if that's where I get in my own way for psychometry.
I totally get that. Yeah.
Because I've got the object, and so my brain will start thinking, oh, well, I should see this, or I should think this, or I don't know. I'm getting better at it because I'm practicing more and more with it, but I'll never be as good as some of the people that I've watched do it, because at this point I've watched I don't know how many retreats, and there's people who are amazing at it. But it's what energy everybody connects to. It's kind of the same theory if you've got two mediums who are standing next to each other and a spirit talks to one of them but not the other. That spirit decided to connect their energy to the one medium, not the other one.
Yeah, okay. Man, I have so many questions.
Ask.
We don't have enough time for all of them, but do two mediums in a room, it's kind of like...
Makes a large...
Can they feed off of each other?
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Can they feed off of each other? Or does it go to one, or does it, like, the spirit choose? Or do you ever think they can play off of each other?
I think so. I mean, we've done group readings for people before where we'll have multiple people sit down and do a reading. And yeah, it's definitely, there's a reason like witches will do things in covens, because when you put that energy together, it's stronger. Right. So if you put two mediums or two psychics together, it's reasonable to think, hey, that energy is going to be stronger.
I always have questions that don't really make sense to everybody, because it's the way my brain works, but like a medium that's speaking to a deceased person, or they're
right,
or they're reading somebody and giving somebody a message for a deceased person. I'm always like, okay, how do they know? This makes no sense. I'm warning people ahead of time. How do they know they're actually talking to that deceased person and not reading the mind of the person in front of them of what they want to hear? Either way, it's spectacular, but this is the way my brain
I get
works.
what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying 100%. For me, when I'm speaking to a spirit, I don't know how to explain this other than the energy that I'm getting from the spirit, or the vibration that I'm feeling from that person.
It feels different?
It feels different. I can feel...
Can you explain what you mean by vibration, just in case anybody listening doesn't understand what you mean by that?
So everybody and everything puts off energy, puts off a certain vibration. And when a spirit passes away, that vibration is still there. It's just their gooey, fleshy cell is no longer outside of them. So that vibration is still there. So, when you walk into a room and it feels like there's a buzz in the room, like there's an electrical charge, that's some of that vibration. That could potentially be a spirit that's in the room with you. So when I connect with a spirit, I feel like this little extra charge in my brain. I don't know how to explain it other than that. But also, and this talk about sounding weird, when I'm hearing my psychic messages from spirit, from the high spirit, it comes into like one spot in my brain, but when I'm talking to a spirit of a deceased loved one, it hits a different spot in my brain. And I know that sounds ridiculously crazy, but it does. And there's even times like I'll be talking to a man who's got one of those super low rumbly voices, and it rumbles my chest like it does if I'm around someone who's got that super low voice.
So I know. See, I know you, so I can ask you these questions. I wouldn't ask this if
you can ask me anything.
Yeah. Do you think that's a different part of your brain that works, where my part of the brain isn't as high functioning? Or do you just... Is it in your soul? What do you know? Do you understand what I mean? Like,
no, I get what you're saying.
Because half of our, what is it? There's a lot of our brain, that human brain, that actually doesn't even have a function.
But they don't know what it does. Yeah, they don't know what it does.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know that I would say that there's. I don't know. I would say my brain doesn't work any better than anybody else's, and I'm sure there's people who would back that up.
Does it work differently, though?
Differently, probably.
I worded that bad, but
no, I was cracking myself up. I think, honestly, for me, I almost wonder if they do that on purpose to let me know that it's something different, because again, I am always overanalyzing everything. I'm always overthinking everything. And if it always sounded the same to me, I'd have a really hard time believing that it was something different.
Yeah.
So even when I started developing my primary claircognizance, it still comes into my head just like a thought, just like I have my normal thoughts. So the first thing that I had to train myself on was how to tell the difference between a thought and something that was being given to me, because it all sounded the same. And it took a lot of making myself stop and paying attention to what did I just think? What did I just get? Did it feel different? And starting to recognize that difference.
Is
And
it back
now
to that vibration? It feels.
it is. Yeah, it really is, because now I know that it's just kind of got this, for me, this sounds so weird, it feels thicker when it's a message that's coming from spirit than when it's just a thought that I have. But I can get that.
To understand that. You can just feel non-media, non-psychic people. Like if I go into a room, I can sometimes not again, I'm not fucking psychic. I dropped it, sorry.
Oh, you
or
did
a
good.
medium. But sometimes any investigator will tell you they go into the room and it just feels thicker. It feels different.
Yes. Yeah, and that's a good way to explain it, because if you go into a room and the air feels thicker or the energy feels thicker, that's exactly what I'm talking about, except this thought feels thicker. So it's the same thing. But I learned how to tell the difference between the two of them, and it took practice, and it took a lot of practice, and it took validation too, because I could practice it till I was blue in the face.
Is what you mean by that?
Well,
you have to trust that you.
Well, yeah, but that trust was built from people validating the messages that I was receiving. So when I first started learning how to do this, my mom was a huge asset to me, and we would go for drives, because that's what we do. We go riding around and talk. And we would play games. So she'd tell me a name of somebody that I don't know, and I'd tell her about the person. And it was that practicing. It was that hearing that, hey, you're right. You know, you got this. That was right. That was right. This was wrong, which that does happen. We make mistakes. But what that feedback of, well, you didn't quite get this right, teaches me is how I'm supposed to interpret the messages that I'm getting. Because sometimes they don't always tell me exactly what I'm supposed to say. Sometimes they'll show me something.
I was going to say, do you see symbols? Like your own type of symbols? Yeah. It's not like they're saying, tell mom butterfly. You see a picture of a butterfly? I'm dumbing it way down, but...
Well, no, but sometimes they'll tell me butterfly, or sometimes they'll show me a butterfly.
Okay.
Or sometimes I just think butterfly and I'll say it. But I guess more what I meant by they'll give me something that makes me know something is like... the biggest one that they give me all the time is they'll tell me about my youngest son, because we had an issue with him when he was a baby that he had a very hard diagnosis, and we kept taking him back to the doctor over and over and over. And I love my doctor; she's still my doctor, but she didn't know what was wrong. And I knew in my gut there was something wrong. So we kept taking him back. And lo and behold, he was having this very specific type of seizure that could have killed him if we hadn't figured that out. And so now I know when I'm reading for someone and they tell me Ian, it's a message about persistence. It's a message about a rare medical condition. It's a message about you have to keep pushing, you know. So they'll give me that symbolism.
Wow. So it's like they choose something that you will understand, or at least sometimes it might take a while, but they choose something that you'll be able to figure out one way or another eventually.
Right. And most of the time, thank goodness, they just tell me what I'm supposed to say, because I'm not quick enough to always interpret things.
Right.
But, and honestly, that's probably the hardest part of what I do, is because they'll talk really fast. And I always tell people it's like I'm in a room full of people who are all talking at the same time. And I can listen to all of it, but I have to focus in on one conversation to be able to repeat that message back. And I do repeat it just like it's given to me. So talk about dropping some swear words.
Oh, so you don't sugarcoat is what you're saying.
Well, no, I'm just the monkey in the middle. It's like a game of telephone.
If you were, sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're fine.
But it's a good question, I think. If I do say so myself. If you were to change the wording of message or change the way it's asked, isn't that changing the message?
It can, most definitely, because there's times that I have cleaned up, somebody will say to me, because it's just a little too crude for me to read to somebody I don't know. Yeah. And they'll keep repeating it to me. No, you need to say it this way. No, you need to say it this way.
So it registers with that other person?
Well, right, because like there was this one time, I can't remember what it was about, but they kept saying, you need to tell them to pull their heads out of their ass. Pull their head out of their ass. And I'm like, I'm not going to say this to them. And they just kept saying it.
I die, by the way.
And so finally I said, okay, fine. I'm like, he is telling you, you need to pull your head out of your ass. And she burst into tears and she's like, that is exactly what he used to tell me all the time. And they need to hear those words in the way that they used to say it so they know that it's them, because we all talk a certain way. So if you and I come back, Shay, and we don't swear, they're not going to think it's us.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and my sister have code words.
Yeah.
So only her and I know it. I forget what it is right now, but I'm sure I'll remember.
Better hope you live for a while then.
Oh, I remember now. No, I remember. But yeah.
Oh my God, that would be the funniest message to pass on. She's here, I swear to God, but she cannot remember the word.
She can't remember the password. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think if you change, because when you're relaying a message, you can't use the same tone, but it's just like when you text something. If you word it the right way, it comes across wrong, so it doesn't register with that person as what it should.
Right. Well, and again, sometimes I'm going so fast that I don't even have time to stop and hear what I'm telling them. I am just repeating the words as quick as they're coming. So sometimes it's just that, and I have to tell them slow down. I can't even begin to keep up. But sometimes there's interesting things that come out of my mouth, and after I say it, it's like, oh, I did not just say that.
See, that I don't mean to make a joke, but that's my everyday life.
My brain doesn't work as quick as my mouth. Yeah, well.
Yeah, but except it's all me. I can't blame Spirit. I can't blame spirits. I can't blame.
Well, you know what? There are times that we need to be able to say exactly what's on our mind and have it be okay.
It's also times you need to learn to shut up. That's what I'm working on.
Well, yeah, sometimes, but it depends on the situation, I suppose. So
I have no idea what Jen's talking about. Code word, the MM has left the bag.
I have no idea what she's talking about either.
If neither one of us understand.
It's the smoke inhalation. She doesn't know either.
I'm hoping. So, okay. So, it's actually 9:36. I've kept you on for a little bit longer than I said I would. I truly appreciate you coming on tonight. And I know I say it to you. Oh, you don't even need an invitation. Any Friday, any Sunday, you could message me or Sunday would be me or Jen. Friday would be me and be like, hey, you want a third wheel? Hell yeah.
Well, I may take you up on that.
I told you, anytime. I really respect. I respect who you are as a person, number one. I respect how you treat people, how you think, and your ability to explain things. Because I always use the word, and it offends people. I always ask guests, dumb things down. I don't have to with you, because you just have that ability to connect and use the right wording, and it just makes sense, at least for me.
Aw, thank you. Making me blush.
You should be used to that. Come on, I've said worse. We can't get all gushy.
Yeah, those things I don't blush about, though. These ones I'm blushing about.
No, I just, I do. Like I said, I'm honored to have you on this show, any show, and I meant that when I said that.
Thank you.
So
it's been super fun. I love coming on and hanging out with you guys. So
I do too. We're just so busy.
Yeah, but that's okay. We'll make time. We will make time.
Yeah, see? We will. All right, hold on one second, Kelly.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, you're still on. I'm gonna just do shout outs before I
I just got to thinking I didn't even say thank you to everybody.
Yeah, no. You're still live. I just meant don't hang up yet, because I've had a guest hang up. I'm like, oh.
Whoops, they're gone.
Yeah. So Matt Bennett was in the chat. Matt Waddell, who's the co-owner of the network.
Awesome.
Miss Jen B. We had Wolf in the chat. Luna. I know Kim Purvis was here. My best sister, in the whole wide world. Nicole, the co-founder of the team. Some girl named Kelly McCarville.
I don't know who that'd be. You should kick her out.
Ma Pat Craft. Is that what we call?
That's my mommy.
Is it Mama Craft or Mama Pat?
It depends on who you're talking to. I think Chris calls her Mama Pat.
Okay, that's why I got confused. Oh, it's not. Let me scroll. I know Luna was in the chat. Dwayne was in the chat. I'm scrolling a little, but it's slowing down.
I'm trying to look too. Kim, Nicole, Wolf.
That's why I do it in the beginning and end, because it doesn't always let me.
Dwayne was in there. The Shay person. She was in there.
She's a bitch. Oh, God.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I try to avoid her whenever possible.
I don't blame you. I think she's a bitch, but she's honest. So,
and the honest bitch is the best.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. Okay.
We call things as we see them.
Yeah, I can't scroll back, but if I missed anybody, I did it. I said it in the beginning. So, and to anybody that listens later on, we appreciate it.
For more information regarding what Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram.